Yeah, that video gets me hyped. I hope it gets you hyped as well. Welcome to the Basketball Zone Cowbell Kingdom YouTube channel. We are doing our first mock draft of the offseason. We're only 7 days away from the actual mock draft, June 22nd. We will have the real deal, and we will continue to have these draft prospect breakdowns here on this channel. But without further ado, let's do the Tankathon simulation and see what we have today. Let's get a little drum roll, please. Oh my gosh, the Cleveland Cavaliers jump up 4 spots to get the #1 pick. The Sacramento Kings jump up 5 spots from 9 to 4. Oh my goodness, the T-Wolves keep their pick. They jump up 4 spots. The Pistons are at 3. The Rockets end up losing their pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy simulation. Okay, let's get to it, y'all. This is crazy. The Cavs get the #1 pick again. Obviously, Cade makes the most sense here because he is the best player in this draft, and you get instantly better by drafting him. You now have a real nice core with Cade, Sexton, Garland, Korey, and Jarrett Allen. And that would give you the options to potentially trade either Sexton or Garland in the package for maybe someone like CJ McCollum. And now you're in business if you're the Cavs. Talk about a complete 360 once again for this organization. But real quick, let's talk about Cade. If you don't already know about his game, there is really nothing he can't do on the floor. He can score and dictate the pace of the game by playing at his speed, the same way Luka and James Harden do. He has great vision for any type of player, and he will make his teammates better, which is super key. And he was very impressive with his three-point shot in college when that was a weakness coming out of high school. This is just a match made in heaven for the Cavs and unfair for the rest of the league. Once again, in the sense that the Cavs have had numerous #1 picks in the last 20 years. Moving on to #2. This may surprise some of y'all, but since the T-Wolves are keeping their pick, passing up on Jalen Suggs would be a huge mistake. I understand you already have D'Lo, but you always take the best player available and worry about the rest later. I see it as having an insane talented backcourt for more than a decade with Anthony Edwards and Jalen Suggs. I would try and trade D'Lo and get some help on the wing if possible. Suggs is the definition of a winner. He's a natural point guard who is an excellent passer, finisher, versatile defender. That is exactly what the Timberwolves need. He's going to make an immediate impact for the Wolves and make Ant and Cat better. That trio would be insane to watch for years to come. Sorry, D'Lo, if Suggs is the guy, your time is up. Boy, oh boy, the Pistons at #3. This one is tough because both Evan Mobley and Jalen Green fit with the Pistons, but I just can't ignore the amazing defensive impact that Mobley will make for the Pistons right off the bat, and I feel like that's exactly what they need. That means I'm also betting that Killian Hayes takes the next level next season, as he will have a full offseason to work on his weaknesses. Mobley and Hayes in the pick and roll will be so fun to watch, and having a guy like Jeremy Grant will only help with the scoring and spacing, as he proved to be much more than what many thought of him when he was a Denver Nugget. Mobley not only provides insane rim protection, but he's a solid passer. Now, if he ever develops a consistent NBA three-pointer, his game would reach superstar heights, and that's the type of player you want at #3. Wow, the Sacramento Kings are in a great position. So that leaves Jalen Green, Jonathan Kaminga, and Scottie Barnes as 3 really good options. You really can't go wrong with either of those players at #4 in my opinion. But you must take Jalen Green here and not make the same mistake by not drafting Luka Doncic in 2018 just because you thought Marvin Bagley, a big man, would fit better with what they currently had that year. Even though you already have 2 really talented young guards in Tyrese and De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Green would add so much versatility to that offense and has the upside and tools to be a decent defender on that side of the floor as well. This kid would be a killer in transition with these two. Lots of people will bring up the who starts and who comes off the bench nonsense. And I always say, let's worry about that later, because Jalen Green has the potential to be a true star in this league for a long, long time. I personally would bring him off the bench at first, but definitely play him with Ty and Fox in a dangerous 3-guard lineup. Just remember that OKC team with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chris Paul, and Dennis the Menace. They were really hard to stop, really quick, lots of playmaking, lots of speed, and speed kills, as the great Al Davis likes to say. You can get very creative with your lineups. You can check out my in-depth breakdown on Jalen Green here on my channel. In conclusion, though, it's a home run pick for the Kings, and it gets them closer to ending their playoff drought, and that's what ultimately matters for Kings fans. The Oklahoma City Thunder at number 5 will take Jonathan Kaminga, which would be a great fit and fit very nicely with Shai and Lu Dort as they continue to add versatility on both ends of the floor. Kaminga has the ability to create his own shot and has shown signs of being a solid secondary playmaker. He's gonna have to clean up his shooting, ball security, and shot selection, but with better players around him, I don't see why that's not possible or why that would even be an issue. My intel has told me that Kaminga has that fire under him that will help him become a very good player in the NBA. Let's not forget, guys, he's only 18 years old, which is extremely young. He could have been playing his high school senior season pretty much, and he was playing in the G League. So there is so much upside with this kid. You can check out my full breakdown on Kaminga here on this channel in a few days, so stay tuned for that. At number 6, the Orlando Magic. An abundance of options, honestly, and for me it came down to Scottie Barnes, Moses Moody, and James Bookknight, but ultimately I believe they will take Moody here. I believe Scottie will be a better player, just in my personal opinion, and again, it's not what I think they should take or who is on my big board. It's really on what the Magic would do in this situation. And I'm leaning towards they don't really want to draft Scottie because they have similar players. So Jonathan Isaac, who also went to Florida State. And I just don't see them selecting Scottie Barnes, even though I think he's a better player. So Moody makes a little bit more sense where he can shoot the ball and he does provide that 3 and D. So it makes sense for them. With that said, even though many see Moody as a modern 3 and D player at the NBA level, Moody had a higher 2-point rate under Coach Muss, who I love, by the way. You can tell by seeing my shirt. I have a Nevada shirt. He will always be a member of the Wolfpack family, as he made my school, the University of Nevada, a much, much better program. So I thank him a lot for that. Okay, so back to Moses Moody. He had much more usage in the half court off of screens and was an impactful defensive player as a freshman. His ceiling to many appear much higher because of his 7-foot wingspan and how he used it to disrupt defenses on that end of the floor. But I still have some questions about his three-pointers translating, since he only shot 35% from 3. I believe he has good mechanics. I just really can't explain why he didn't shoot the ball better. Maybe he does shoot above 39% in the NBA, but as of right now, let's hold off on calling him a perfect 3-and-D prospect. He's solid, but I still have certain guys over him on my big board. You can check out my full breakdown on Moody next week, where I go in depth about his game. The Thunder are back at number 7, and this one was easy, as I believe they will take James Bookknight, the walking bucket. If you haven't already watched my in-depth breakdown on Bookknight, I'm extremely high on him, and this would be the perfect team for him alongside a star like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. His ability to score on all 3 levels would make that duo very dangerous for years to come. And he wouldn't have to start right away, as he would be able to come off the bench as a microwave scorer and give this Thunder team a spark, the same way Jordan Clarkson gives his Jazz team a spark, and he was just named 6th Man of the Year about 3 weeks ago. So many question his 3-point shot. I think it translates with better spacing and a lesser role. I believe he's going to get cleaner looks. At UConn, he was the primary guy. He was asked to do a lot. He didn't have much talent around him, so he had to take tough shots. So that's why I don't think he was as efficient as many of us would have liked to. But at the end of the day, with that hesitation, that ability to score, and just his insane way to finish at the rim very efficiently. I don't see how he doesn't turn out to be a really good scorer at the NBA level. But man, drafting Kaminga and Bookknight would be insane, and a must-watch team on League Pass. At number 8, the Raptors without question take Scottie Barnes here. He would fit perfectly into this culture and defensive scheme from Coach Nurse, who loves to run lots of athletic wing defenders, and as we all know, it's a luxury in the NBA, but the Raptors have so many of these guys. Just imagine a lineup of OG, Siakam, and Scottie Barnes. Good luck, y'all, trying to score on these dudes. But Scottie Barnes is just a great playmaker. He's young still. I believe his shot will translate. I don't think it's anything with his mechanics. I just feel like the way Florida State used him, it wasn't the best. He was always guarding point guards on the Raptors. His role is going to be a little bit different. And if you use him as a secondary playmaker, he's going to be so good. And he's just so versatile. He has a great feel for the game. Again, will his shot translate? That's always a big question mark for many prospects coming into the draft. I see OG, who is now shooting 39%, pretty much 40% from 3. He wasn't that good in college, and I just trust the developmental program that the Raptors have. Scottie Barnes is the perfect fit here, and I think he flourishes. And that gives the Raptors also many options to trade other guys and then make their team even better and deeper at different positions of need. You can also check my in-depth breakdown on Scottie right now, well, after you finish watching this mock draft. At number 9, the Magic will make their second pick, and I believe they will go with the darling of darlings right now, Davion Mitchell. He is rising on many draft boards across the nation, and let's be honest, he's a dog on defense, and that's a huge reason why he's rising on all these boards. National champion, has a quick first step, and has catch and shoot upside, so that makes sense for the Magic. They need that Marcus Smart type defender who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty, essentially, and make winning plays. Now, to me, he needs work in the pick and roll, but on this team where it has an abundance of multiple young guards who will have the ball in their hands, you won't really ask for Davion to do that much with the ball, and that will allow him to really excel at his role, which is come in and just be a Marcus Smart for us. Can you do that for us? Can you do some secondary playmaking, which I believe he can. He's more than capable of doing something like that. So it makes sense for them to add a kid like him. High character, very intelligent. You know, you can catch my breakdown on Mitchell next week as well, as we'll be releasing that. Now, I don't think Moody and Mitchell are as good as, say, Kaminga and Bookknight, if hypothetically goes this way, but the Magic would be better defensively right off the bat. But it's a luxury to have 2 picks in the top 10, and the Magic and Thunder did a great job at tanking to get to this point. Will it work out? It might not. We'll see. At number 10, the Pelicans have to go with the best player available at this point, and to me, it's Keon Johnson. The kid has an incredible motor and is just a freak athlete, so why not get freaky by having 2 freaks like Zion and Keon? He will help them a lot on defense, has a solid mid-range jumper, and is an excellent finisher. Even though he can't shoot from 3 as of now, and his feel isn't the best, if used correctly, he can still impact the game and impact your team. So if he develops a 3-pointer, well, he very could well be one of the best players, if not the best player in this draft. I said it. But I don't think he will, but that doesn't mean he can't be solid if that jump shot comes along. He just has too much talent at number 10 to pass up on. You can check out my in-depth breakdown on Keon right here on my channel. I don't know if you guys agree with my comparison, but he does remind me a lot of Nazir Little in terms of the hype coming into his college season. But we'll see what happens. I wish him nothing but the best. He's a good kid. And again, if his jump shot comes along, watch out. At number 11, the Hornets don't have to think much about what they'll do. It's easy. Put a blindfold on these guys because they're drafting Usman Garuba from Real Madrid. This kid was crowned the Best Young EuroLeague Player award recently and is a force on defense. He's about to play Barcelona in the final right now. As I'm recording this, it's 11:02. He plays at 1 p.m. if you guys want to catch his game. I can't wait to watch it. Besides Evan Mobley, Garuba is a special player on defense with a capital S. He's an insane rim protector and a really good playmaker in the short roll. That will come in clutch as LaMelo continues to improve his three-pointer, but having a playmaker like Melo will only improve his game that much more, and he's an excellent lob threat, so we should expect a connection with Melo right off the bat. Hornets are rumored to have a lot of interest in signing Richaun Holmes, my guy, which they should, but that shouldn't take away from them actually drafting this young center who can be a great backup from the jump if they sign Holmes as a free agent. And I would see it this way: just let him get stronger and learn from a class act like Richaun Holmes. Just imagine having Richaun Holmes start, who's going to give you that beautiful push shot, highest percentage in the NBA, and give you that weak side rim protection. You take him out of the floor, and all of a sudden you bring in a mini version of him in the sense who has so much energy, and he's a better rim protector right now than Richaun Holmes at 19 years old. That to me sounds like a match made in heaven for a point guard like LaMelo Ball, who's going to use both of these guys in the pick and roll. Again, it would make zero sense not to take Garuba at number 11. He just makes too much sense, man. Even if they go out and they get Richaun, or if they trade for Miles Turner, this is a match made in heaven for the Hornets. And if he does fall to number 11, watch out. The Hornets are already the most entertaining team on NBA League Pass. This will make it that much more entertaining. Oh, and a side note, you will get a lot more insight on Garuba tomorrow or Friday as I interview Giannis Bouragas, a great basketball reporter who covers the EuroLeague for TalkBasketball.net. It's going to be a great conversation, so subscribe to the CK Podcast on iTunes and Spotify, but you will also be able to catch it here on this YouTube channel. At number 12, the Spurs are just licking their chops and would be extremely happy to draft Alperen Sengun, the 18-year-old Turkish MVP. Talk about an amazing talent at such a young age, who was already so productive for any age, let alone 18 years old. Just imagine what Coach Pop will do for this kid. He's great playing with his back to the basket. He has great footwork, he has underrated mobility, and simply gets you buckets in so many different ways. His offensive impact is special. He didn't shoot many threes, and the ones that he did shoot, he bonkered. And I'm not worried because he's 18 and he's fundamentally sound. And if he does go to the Spurs, we'll have one of the best shooting coaches in Chip England. I know his range will extend itself. Like, that's common sense. And we've been seeing footage of him shooting the three-point shot. It looks just fine. It's just a matter of him taking more reps, which he wasn't asked much to do of that with his team in Turkey. And I expect him to improve his three-point shot. So I'm not worried about that. But what we do know on June 15, 2021 is that he can play in the pick and roll and will be extremely efficient there, and a good playmaker in the short roll as well as Garuba. He's not amazing on defense the way Garuba and Mobley are, but he's no slouch on that end either. As his quickness gets better, so will his perimeter defense. Again, that's his biggest weakness right now, and it's okay. He's 18 years old. He's extremely productive. I'm not worried about that, especially at number 12. This is a value pick because I can see Sengun go as high as 9 or even 8. Honestly, he's that good. On top of that, he's very strong for his age and should only get stronger with age and experience. Damn, man, I still can't believe he's only 18 and already the MVP of one of the best leagues in the world. Expect a full breakdown on Sengun in about 2 weeks or so. He's the real deal. At number 13, the Pacers are taking Josh Giddey. The kid is 6'8" and is an amazing passer, played professionally in the NBL, and is ready to make his mark in the NBA. Thinking about the offensive versatility he will provide on the team that needs playmaking, so Sabonis and LeVert could be put in better positions, that's fun to think about. He's also so big that he's going to play alongside Malcolm Brogdon and LeVert, making them a dangerous trio. Then you add Warren and Sabonis, and you got yourself a top 5 team in the East, if healthy, in my opinion. His shooting does need to improve because he does lack that athleticism, that pop you like in your lead guards, but his finishing is solid. He has high IQ and playmaking at a high level, so that's going to help him at the very least play 25 minutes a night for the Pacers. So stay tuned for an in-depth breakdown in about 2 weeks or so. The last pick of the lottery goes to the Golden State Warriors, and I suspect they will add one of the best shooters, creators from beyond the arc, and that's Trey, man. He's going to fit like peanut butter and jelly off the bench, and he's going to play alongside the Splash Brothers, which will then make him a Splash Brother as well, because the kid does nothing but splash three-point shots, and he's going to have really good opportunities to shoot clean looks, which he didn't really get at Florida. In the situation with the Warriors, not only will he shoot at a high level, but he will be able to play in the pick and roll with Draymond and Wiseman, which is another plus for the Warriors drafting him. He could be the steal of the draft at 14, especially if the Warriors keep the pick. You guys can check out my in-depth breakdown on Trey Mann right after this video ends, so please do so. Trey Mann is a walking bucket. It's that simple. The kid just knows how to use his handle to his advantage. Yes, he lacks that first step. I'm not worried about it, because when you are able to shoot with his type of range, which is NBA range and beyond, you will be okay. Trust me on that. You will be a-okay. I'm not worried. And if he does go to the Warriors, again, that's just a match made in heaven for them. And if you want more information on Trey Mann, please check out my breakdown, which was published yesterday. I really appreciate it. Even if we get 100 views on any of these videos, I would really appreciate if you guys would slap a like on it. It helps us a lot, and it will tell YouTube to push it out to many other people. Please, thank you guys so much. And if you enjoyed this type of content, please like, share, and subscribe, as we will continue to do video breakdowns on most of the top prospects in the 2021 NBA draft class. On behalf of the entire Basketball Zone family, I thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one.